Hey you guys, welcome back to my brand new podcast. This is episode 2. This podcast is so new, I haven't even named it yet. But by the time you see it, hell, I don't even know how to put this shit on iTunes. But by the time you see it or listen to it, you will know what the name will be. And you will hopefully have listened to episode 1. Which was just an intro. I'll give you the basics. I'm a regular dude, a little bit of a business background, not much. Tried everything to make money online. Only succeeded at one thing, which is my business that I run now, which is a small sole proprietorship that barely pays the bills, but I'm not complaining. That's me. My name is B.E. What I wanted to do for my second episode of my brand new podcast, I'm just putting shit in the can, basically. Today is June 17th, 2017. I feel like I'm part of and probably you are too, part of a second wave of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin enthusiasts and investors. Back in 2013, it hit a spike, and all these other coins came out, which is awesome. I want to talk about that in a future episode, but I feel like there's a wave hitting right now, again, and we're a part of it. But it's not a mainstream wave. That's going to be a big theme of my podcast. Mainstream. We're not there yet. That's why there's opportunity. The speculation is dangerous and fun, and a big part of it. But the reason that I'm so pumped about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is that there's actually value. There's an underlying value that will help the world. Literally. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, and you've heard other people say it, but I really do believe that. And if you're here listening, you get it. You understand. You know what I'm saying. I don't have to explain it to you. What we do want to talk about is some specific stuff, because knowledge is so important. You know that too. So what I wanted to do was go back to 3 days ago. What I did when I discovered Bitcoin, I was just curious. I was like, hey, I've heard this word Bitcoin. What is it? I put it in my Google machine. And, here we are now after 3 days of frenzy study and minimal investment, luckily. I've spent about $60, $50, somewhere around there. I should know the exact number, come to think of it. But that's part of what I'm doing. Everything I've studied, I have kept track on my notebook. Okay, so 3 days ago, I was hooked on Bitcoin, started studying it, kept notes on my notebook. So I'm just going to kind of roll through that so you'll hear my story of what I've done and learned over the last 3 days. Hopefully it'll be a help to some beginners, or just a, journey with like-minded people. All right. The first thing I wrote, I'm not going to take credit for this, but I probably heard it on YouTube, because that's where I went first after Wikipedia told me the basics of what Bitcoin is. I went to YouTube and learned more. I wrote down on my notes, first thing, gold 2.0, which I think is really cool and true. So there's a lot of different ways to profit from Bitcoin. It's funny, that's the first thing I wrote down, because something that's still on my mind. You could, if this is going to go mainstream, which I think it will, I made a note that I was so new, I was like, hey, maybe I could sell mining hardware. No. Well, that's a good idea 4 years ago. But no, there's literally, what is it? You know this, a warehouse? No, I don't know what you call it. A factory in Iceland that is basically the only way to mine Bitcoin anymore. It's a giant factory that's the only way to mine Bitcoin anymore, and you got to buy into contracts with those guys. Yeah, so as you learn, you have ideas that just don't work, and that's okay. But yeah, there's other ways to profit from Bitcoin. Like, for example, there's people out there that here's what I want to learn about this. Faucets. I have set up some faucets. If you don't know what a faucet is, basically it's a website where you go on the site and you are exposed to ads, which the owner of the website is getting money, like dollars, from running those ads. But you're intrigued and you want to stay on there even though there's so many ads, because the owner of the website is giving you Bitcoin. It's a faucet. You go in there. There's good faucets. The one I do is moonbit.co.in. And I'm going to look into doing some more there. When I looked at it, the current price of Bitcoin, man, whew. And granted, 100 Bitcoin, what is it? 100 Satoshis, which is the smallest. Satoshi is the smallest amount of Bitcoin. 0.0, it's like 8 digits, and then the 1, that's a 1 Satoshi. So like 100 Satoshis right now is nothing. But we all love it, and we go to these faucets because we know the potential, and we're hooked, and it's free. So why not? But what if today, with today's dollar of Bitcoin, or today's price of Bitcoin, value of Bitcoin, dude, what if I ran a faucet? What if I made a faucet? Because you're paying 1/100th of a penny right now, and you're getting people on your website. So that was the first thing I wrote down when I started learning about Bitcoin. Okay, next thing. What is this? See, I'm reading my notes for the first time. I mean, they're kind of in my head, but I'm actually rereading it for the first time with you guys. Underline 2 times, 1 sentence. My biggest concern about Bitcoin. Cool. I think I remember what this is, but I'm going to read it. All right. Here's my note. I'm convinced this will work, but I'm not convinced. Yeah, this is where I thought it was going. Okay, back to reading. But I'm not convinced Bitcoin is the eventual winner. It might be MySpace. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to my intro, you know what I'm talking about. In other words, yes, Bitcoin is very recognizable. Bitcoin is the reason. I know I started learning about cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is probably the reason you started learning about cryptocurrency, because it has that magic element of recognizability, or it's a brand, basically. That's very important. Never, ever discount the importance of a brand, because we're talking about something that is not mainstream right now. We're all hoping to profit because we have this secret knowledge. We're in the was it the Matrix or whatever? We know that the Matrix isn't real. Okay, well, most people don't know what we know. That's the sole reason we are hoping to profit. But we're not going to profit until mainstream, the world, knows. So don't discount the importance of the brand, that Bitcoin, the recognizability of that word, Bitcoin. Don't discount that. But I'm just not sure that when this actually takes off, I mean, who's it really going to be? Is it going to be actually Bitcoin, like, how MySpace did not take off? MySpace is not it used to be a mainstream word, but nowadays it's not. It's forgotten. But if it wasn't for MySpace, would we know? Yeah, I mean, it might be different because, I don't know. Social media was going to happen anyway. MySpace was first. Cryptocurrency is going to happen anyway. Bitcoin is first. Will Bitcoin remain the top dog or not? That's the question. And it's fun to think about. All right, here's a note. I need to know who. Yeah, it's a big theme in my study, Okay, here you go. Page 3 of my notes. Bitcoin mining. Isn't that a huge appeal? Don't we love Bitcoin mining or any kind of mining? Isn't it amazing to be able to print money? Haven't you always wanted to print money? Yeah, so I was pumped about that when, I'm talking 3 days ago, and I knew nothing about this. But now I know. The normal person still can do it. Just not the way. I'm amazed people on YouTube are still saying, you can buy. There's still some people on YouTube saying you could buy a machine on eBay, plug it into your computer, and make Bitcoin. But that's just not true, man. Not June 17th, 2017. It was. Well, I wish I don't know. I don't know if I wish I had done it. Yeah, I wish I'd done it 3 years ago. But anyway. Yeah. So I have some notes about how mining works, the 64-digit number and all that. Solving a problem, backlog, all that technical stuff that you don't really need to know. You just need to know it works. So yeah, I'm just reading my notes here. To sell mining tools to... Now, okay, some notes are worth keeping. On average, yeah, you can... Okay, sorry, I'm back. Bitcoin mining. Amazing. Love it. I use hashing 24. Go to badbitcoinlist.org or badbitcoin.org because you will see how many scams are out there. Hashing 24. I set up my $20 day before yesterday, and just so you know, it takes a while for the thing to start. And I'm pretty sure it'll mine because I've seen enough people on YouTube. But hey, I don't know. Yeah, you're catching me right now. I literally, my contract. So when you set up your hashing, which is the only way to mine, pool mining, the only way to mine in June 2017, I paid $20, set it up, and it took until today. For some reason, they didn't start immediately. So, today's the first day that I'm mining, and I went on there about 2 hours ago. It was at 0. Hadn't mined anything yet, which, I'm just going to keep you guys posted. I don't have a link. Well, maybe I will, but I'm telling you honest, what is going on. I am 98% certain that I spent my money, my $20, wisely. But hey, right now, I'll be honest, it's a question mark, and I'll let you know. Okay, so that's mining. Bitfury. Yeah, Electricity is the reason, just passing through all my notes about the basics.